close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's...
What is up, guys? So today I'm going to be doing a review on my 718 Cayman S. Now, I've already done a video on the interior of this car and a full walk around of this car, so if you guys want to see that video, I'm going to put the link in the card above me right now. So if you guys want to see that, you can click that. But this review is going to be focused mostly on the performance of this car. The Cayman S comes with 350 horsepower and around 310 torque. And with the PDK transmission, which is what I have, this car can do 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds, which is pretty quick. So daily driving this car, not an issue whatsoever. This car is super easy to daily drive. I drive this car to work every day, and I've been driving it for the past 4 months. Not an issue whatsoever. This car is super comfortable. Even going over like really bumpy roads, like it's still a sports car and you still do feel like super bumpy roads, but basically like regular bumps in the road, anything else, you don't feel it. Especially coming from my old car, which was a Subaru BRZ, you felt a lot more bumps, but in this car, handles everything fine, super easy to daily drive. Oh man, it's a bad bump. See, look at that bump, no problem. Like I said earlier, comfortable. This car is low, but it's not too low, so you don't really have to worry about scraping it a bunch. Unless you're on like a really bad like incline, then you might have to tilt it a little bit. So this car has two modes. It has sport mode and non-sport mode, or as I like to call them, fun mode and non-fun mode. Now in non-sport mode, this car is gonna wanting to shift early and save you gas. So it's not really giving you the best performance, I would say, but the best daily drivability. Alright, so if you want to drive this car hard in normal mode, you can do that. The car will give that to me. You look, I'm in normal mode right now, and the second I put my foot down, the car is going. Like, it hauls ass in normal mode. No issue, like, at all. But if you really want the best performance, you want to put this car in sport mode. Now, what sport mode does, the best way I can explain this to you guys is if you ever seen Naruto, putting this car in sport mode is basically when Rock Lee takes his training weights off.
Ah, that is better. Now I will be able to move freely.
Come on, you really think you'll be able to get through Gaara's defenses just by dropping a couple of pounds of weight?
And if you guys don't know what that reference is, then you guys really have to step up your anime game. In all honesty, this car is a completely different animal. It holds the revs higher, it's a lot torquier, and it's a lot faster as well. It's just a completely different monster. So what do you guys say we put this in sport mode and show you what I'm talking about? So the second I put in the sport mode, the RPMs drop at least 2 gears, and the car just goes way faster. But yeah, this car in sport mode is a lot better. Throttle response is better. The car makes backfire noises when you're giving it gas and letting go. The only downside is you get less miles per gallon, but who cares, right? I mean, we're here to have fun. Yeah, this car is quick, especially in sport mode. It is a quick car. All right, so let's talk about the handling of this car. Now, this is the first mid-engine sports car I've ever driven. And let me tell you guys, if you've never driven a mid-engine sports car before, it's a different animal. That's the best way I can describe it. This car there's no weight in the front, all the weight is in the middle, right behind you. And you're able to take corners at such high speeds, it's like unthinkable. Like anytime I take this car into a corner, there hasn't been a time I've taken this car into a corner where the car hasn't said back to me like, you can go faster than that. Like, every time I take this car into the corner, it holds everything like so stable, no problem. Like, I just took that corner at 80 miles an hour, no problem. The car handles it, and every time you take it, the car just tells you you can do better than that. And it's honestly really fun because, especially if you have someone in the car and they don't know the limits of the car like you do, you can take them into a corner going ridiculous speeds, and then they'll like shit themselves. They'll be like, what the hell are you doing? And the car just takes it, no problem. Something we haven't covered is the sound of this car, and this has started, I think, a bunch of debates. And one of the issues is, so if you guys aren't familiar, the older model of the Cayman have always been 6-cylinder engines. And when Porsche released this model, they made this car a 4-cylinder with the turbo instead. And there's been a lot of hate on this car because they changed that engine, and now it doesn't sound the same. It doesn't sound as good. And people have often been comparing it to, you know, this car sounds like a Subaru now because it's a boxer engine with a turbo. And to be honest with you guys, when this car's at idle, when it's idling, it does sound similar to a Subaru. Like, here's a sound clip. It does sound similar to a Subaru, but when you guys are driving this car, especially in the high RPMs, it's not even close to the sound of a Subaru. I drove, the hell? Anyways, they're doing construction on the roads. When you're driving this car in the high RPMs, it doesn't even sound even close to a Subaru. I had a BRZ for 6 years, and they sound not even close when you're driving it. Like, they're not even similar at all. It might be because maybe I'm not spoiled to the sound of the 6-cylinder. I've never driven the 6-cylinder Cayman, but I honestly think this car doesn't sound too bad at all, especially with the sports exhaust. When you're in sport mode, you hear those cracks and pops, and this car can make some loud pops. If you're driving this car the correct way and you're in the high RPMs and you let go of the throttle at the right time, this car will pop, and it's scary. Like, it sounds like a gunshot. I've driven with my friends, next to my friends, and we were going through a tunnel, and like when we got to the place, my friend was like, dude, I thought like someone had shot like a gunshot when I drove by him because of how loud this exhaust is. I don't think it sounds bad at all. Like, I think people are definitely making it sound worse than it actually is. Like, it doesn't sound bad at all. And I think honestly, once you get an exhaust on this car, I'm telling people, if you put an exhaust on this car, it will sound phenomenal because you have a turbo. Like, just use what you have as your benefit. Get an exhaust, because the sports exhaust on this car, it drones out the turbos, but the only way you can hear the turbos in this car is if you roll down the windows and you're driving it, you can hear the turbos spool up, but the Porsche's exhaust drowns out the turbo, so you don't hear it. But I promise you, if you put an aftermarket exhaust on this car and you start hearing those turbo noises while you're driving it, it'll sound way better. The only thing you're worried about in buying this car is you're worried that you won't like the sound. Just test drive one with the sports exhaust and listen to it. If you don't like it, don't get it. Just get the older model. But honestly, I'm telling you guys, as someone who daily drives this car, people make it sound way worse than it is. People are just looking for something to complain about. This car has great performance, it's comfortable, and it's fun. That's the most important thing, it's fun. I kid you not, when I first started driving this car honestly made me want to go to the track. Like, this is one of the only cars I've ever driven where I'm like, dude, I want to take this to the track. Like, I had my BRZ, and the BRZ is a fun car, but I never drove that BRZ and was like, man, I want to take this to the track, you know? But this car, the first week I was driving this car, I was like, dude, this thing, I need to take this on the track because I want to see the limits of this car. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just that much of a fun car, and you can daily drive it. That it's honestly an amazing vehicle. And let's say we just have a quick, 0 to 60 test of this car. What do you guys say? Let's end the video off with the 0 to 60. Let's hope there's no cops here. Is that a cop? I don't know. If it is, he can't catch us. No, I'm just kidding. Don't run away from cops. I don't have sports chrono package, so it doesn't have launch control, but this car's gonna haul ass. I already know. All right, let's turn the AC off, get that extra horsepower. All right, we passed 60 a while ago. Yeah, this car is fun. Like, it pushes you back in your seat. It's a fun car. I don't know. I'm gonna just end the video off there. So if you guys like that video, you can hit that like button. Leave some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts about the car. If you're thinking about getting one. If you're not thinking about getting one, why you don't want to get one. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, you can that subscribe button. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace. I really hope the camera can pick up those noises. They sound good.
The storms we chase are leading us